Hello and welcome back to another helpful and important episode of USA English Talks. I am very happy that you are here today, listening, learning, and improving your English little by little. Before we start, take a small moment, sit comfortably, relax your body, and just listen carefully. Let me ask you something simple. Do you sometimes think too much? Do you feel worried without any clear reason? Do you ever think things like, I am not good enough, or something bad will happen? If your answer is yes, then don't worry. You are not alone. Many people around the world feel the same way. It is very common. Sometimes our mind becomes very active. It keeps thinking again and again. Even when nothing is wrong, we still feel stress inside. We start to imagine problems that are not real. Slowly, these thoughts can make us feel tired, nervous, or even sad. Maybe you have experienced this before. You are sitting quietly, doing nothing, and suddenly a negative thought comes into your mind. At first, it is just a small thought, but then you start thinking about it again and again. You repeat it in your mind, and after some time, it starts to feel bigger and stronger. It feels real, even if it is not. Now, here is something very important you should understand. This is completely normal. There is nothing wrong with you. Having negative thoughts does not mean you are weak. It does not mean you are a negative person. It only means you are human. Every human being has thoughts like this sometimes. Our mind is very powerful, but sometimes it does not work in a helpful way. It tries to protect us from danger, but in doing that, it can create fear, doubt, and worry. And when we don't understand how the mind works, we can feel stuck inside our own thoughts. That is why today's topic is very important for your life. Today, we are going to talk about negative thoughts. We will learn what they are, why they come, and most importantly, how we can handle them in a better way. Don't worry, I will explain everything in very simple English so you can understand easily and also improve your listening skills at the same time. Try to listen carefully. You can even repeat some sentences if you want. And try to understand the meaning, not just the words. By the end of this lesson, you will feel more calm, more clear, and more in control of your mind. You will understand something very important. Your thoughts do not control you. You can learn to control your thoughts. So take a deep breath, relax, and let's begin. What are negative thoughts? Simple explanation. Now let's understand this in a very simple way. Negative thoughts are ideas or sentences that come into your mind and make you feel worried, afraid, sad, or not confident. These thoughts usually focus on fear, problems, failure, or something bad happening. And most of the time, they come automatically. You don't even try to think them. They just appear in your mind. For example, you may think, I am not good enough. I will fail. People will laugh at me. Something bad will happen. These thoughts can appear in different situations. Maybe when you are trying to speak English. Maybe when you meet new people. Or even when you are alone and thinking quietly. Let's imagine a simple example. You want to speak English with someone. Before you start, a thought comes, my English is not good. Then another thought comes, I will make mistakes. And then another one, people will think I am not smart. Now you start feeling nervous, you feel scared, and maybe you stop yourself from speaking. This is how negative thoughts can affect your actions. But here is something very important. Thoughts are just thoughts. They are not facts. Just because you think something does not mean it is true. For example, if your mind says, I am not good enough, it does not mean you are actually not good enough. It is only a thought inside your mind. In the same way, if you think something bad will happen, it does not mean it will really happen. It is just your imagination. Our mind creates many thoughts every day. Some are good, some are normal, and some are negative. The main problem is this. We believe negative thoughts too quickly. We treat them like they are 100% true. And when we believe them, they start to change how we feel and how we act. Think of your mind like a radio. This radio is always playing. Sometimes it plays good messages, sometimes it plays negative ones. But you don't have to believe everything you hear. You can listen, but you can also decide what is true and what is not. Negative thoughts can feel very strong and very real. But the truth is, they are temporary. They come and they go. They're like clouds in the sky. Sometimes dark clouds appear and cover the sky. But that does not mean the sun is gone forever. The sun is still there behind the clouds. In the same way, your real confidence and strength are still inside you, even when negative thoughts appear. The sun is always there, even when clouds cover the sky. In the same way, your real self is always strong, capable, and valuable. Negative thoughts are only temporary. They come into your mind for a short time, and then they leave. They are not your true identity. They are not who you really are. So remember this very important and simple idea. A thought is just a thought. It is not a fact. When you truly understand this, something powerful happens. You begin to take control of your mind instead of letting your mind control you. Why do we have negative thoughts? Now let's understand something deeper that can change the way you see yourself. Why do negative thoughts appear in our mind? Many people feel confused when they notice too many negative thoughts. They start asking themselves, why do I think like this? Or why can't I stay positive? But the truth is very simple. There is nothing wrong with you. Our brain is built in a special way. Its main job is to protect us and keep us safe. A long time ago, humans faced real dangers like wild animals and dangerous environments. So the brain learned to always look for danger and problems. This helped people survive. But today, our life is very different. We are not facing those same dangers. Still, our brain works in the same old way. That is why sometimes it creates negative thoughts like, be careful, something might go wrong. Don't do this, you may fail. This is not safe. The brain is not trying to harm you. It is trying to protect you. But sometimes it becomes overprotective, even when there is no real danger. Past experience also create thoughts. Another reason for negative thoughts is our past experiences. Maybe in the past, you tried something and failed. Someone laughed at you, you made a mistake and felt embarrassed. These memories stay in your mind. Later, when a similar situation happens, your brain remembers those old feelings. For example, if you once tried speaking English and felt uncomfortable, your mind may say, don't try again. It will happen again. Even if the situation is different now, your mind still reacts based on the past. This creates fear and self-doubt. Fear of failure. Fear of failure is another strong reason for negative thoughts. Many people want to be perfect. They don't want to make mistakes. But life does not work that way. When you focus too much on avoiding failure, your mind starts creating thoughts like, I can't do this, I will fail, I will look bad. These thoughts stop you from trying new things, and when you don't try, you don't grow. Overthinking is when you think about one situation again and again without stopping. A small thought becomes bigger and bigger in your mind. For example, you say something in English and later you start thinking, did I make a mistake? Maybe my sentence was wrong. They might have misunderstood me. After some time, it becomes, everyone noticed my mistake. They are judging me. I should not speak again. This is how overthinking turns a small moment into a big problem. The most important truth now, remember this clearly. There is nothing wrong with you. Your brain is just trying to protect you. Your past is just memory. Your fear is a natural human feeling. Overthinking is just a habit. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are simply human. And when you understand this deeply, something changes inside you. You stop fighting your thoughts. You stop blaming yourself. Instead, you start observing your thoughts calmly. This is the beginning of real mental strength. Because when you understand why negative thoughts come, you stop fearing them. And when you are not afraid, you can slowly learn how to control them. Now let's look at some common negative thinking patterns. This will help you recognize your own thoughts better. Overthinking means thinking too much about one situation again and again. For example, you talk to someone in English. Later, you keep replaying the conversation in your mind. Did I say it correctly? Was my grammar wrong? Did they understand me? Even after hours or days, your mind is still stuck there. This makes small situations feel stressful and heavy. Self-doubt means not believing in yourself. You feel like you are not good enough, not smart enough, or not capable. For example, you may want to improve your English, but your mind says, I can't do this. My English will never improve. Even before trying, you already believe you will fail. This is self-doubt, and it can stop your progress. This kind of thinking can stop your personal growth. It reduces your confidence and slowly takes away your motivation. Another very common type of negative thinking is fear of the future. This happens when your mind starts worrying about things that have not happened yet. It creates problems in your imagination before they even exist. For example, you may think, what if I fail my exam? What if I cannot speak well in the interview? What if people judge me? These thoughts are about the future, but they feel very real in the present moment. Even though nothing bad has happened, your mind creates fear and anxiety. You start feeling stressed for something that is not real yet. Another common type of negative thinking is comparing yourself with others. This happens very often in today's world, especially when you see other people's success, skills, or achievements. For example, you may see someone speaking English very fluently and think, their English is perfect, but mine is bad. Or you may see someone successful and think, they are doing very well, but I am not. This kind of thinking makes you feel smaller, weaker, and unhappy. It also makes you forget your own progress. You stop seeing how far you have already come in your own journey. All these types of negative thoughts are very common. Almost every person experiences them in different situations. The most important thing is to notice them when they appear. When you can say to yourself, this is overthinking, this is self-doubt, this is fear of the future, this is comparison, then something powerful happens. You create a small distance between you and your thoughts, and that distance is very important. Because now, instead of being controlled by your thoughts, you become the observer of your thoughts. You start understanding your mind more clearly. So next time you feel stressed, worried, or confused, stop for a moment and ask yourself, what kind of thought is this? Is this overthinking? Is this self-doubt? Is this fear about the future? Am I comparing myself with others? This simple awareness is the first step toward change. Because you cannot improve what you do not understand. But once you understand your thoughts, you can slowly guide them in a better direction. Now let's understand why this topic is so important in real life. What happens if we do not control or manage our negative thoughts? How do they affect us every day? At first, negative thoughts may seem small and harmless. They may feel like just normal ideas in your mind. But when they come again and again, they slowly start affecting your emotions, your behavior, and your energy. Over time, they can influence many parts of your life. One of the biggest effects of negative thinking is stress and anxiety. When your mind is always focused on fear, problems, or bad outcomes, your body also reacts. You may feel nervous, restless, uncomfortable. Even if everything around you is fine, your mind does not feel peaceful. For example, if you keep thinking, something will go wrong, your body stays tense all the time. You cannot relax properly. This is how anxiety starts, not because something is happening, but because your thoughts are creating fear. Another major effect is losing confidence. When you keep repeating thoughts like, I am not good enough, I cannot do this, I will fail, your mind slowly starts believing them. These thoughts become an inner voice that always tells you to stop, to avoid trying, or to be afraid. Over time, your self-confidence becomes weaker, and you start doubting your own abilities even when you are capable of doing better. You also start to doubt yourself in everyday situations. Even when you actually have the ability, you feel like you don't. For example, you may already know some English and want to speak, but your mind suddenly says, no, you will make mistakes. Because of this one thought, you stop yourself from speaking. Not because you are unable to speak, but because you don't trust yourself in that moment. This is how negative thinking slowly reduces your growth and confidence, stopping yourself from taking action. Another very important effect of negative thoughts is that they stop you from taking action. This is very powerful, but also very quiet and dangerous. When your mind is full of fear, doubt, and negative ideas, you begin to avoid opportunities. You stop trying new things. You stay inside your comfort zone because it feels safe. For example, you may want to join a conversation, apply for a job, speak in front of people. But before you even try, your thoughts stop you. They say, it's too hard. You will fail. People will judge you. So you decide not to try at all. And when you don't take action, something important happens. You don't learn, you don't improve, you don't move forward slowly. This can make you feel stuck in life. You may want to grow, but you feel like you are not moving anywhere. Mental tiredness, negative thinking also makes your mind tired. When you overthink, worry, and repeat the same thoughts again and again, your brain uses a lot of energy. Just like your body gets tired after physical work, your mind also gets tired after too much thinking. You may notice that after a day full of overthinking, you feel exhausted, you feel low energy, you feel unmotivated, you feel mentally slow. Even if you did not do any hard physical work, your mind feels heavy. This happens because your brain has been working in an unhealthy and stressful way. The most important thing to understand is this: negative thoughts do not stay only in your mind. They affect your emotions, your decisions, your actions, and your energy. They slowly shape your life without you even noticing. But here is the good news. If negative thoughts can affect your life in a negative way, then learning to manage them can improve your life in a positive way. That is why this topic is not just about thinking. It is about how you live your daily life. And when you become aware of these effects, you naturally feel more motivated to change your thinking step by step, because you deserve a calm mind, strong confidence, and a life where fear does not control your actions. So now let's understand one of the most powerful ideas in this entire lesson. If you truly understand this, it can completely change how you see your mind. The idea is simple. You are not your thoughts. Many people believe every thought they have. When a thought appears in their mind, they assume it must be true. For example, if the mind says, I am not good enough, they believe it and feel. If the mind says, I will fail, they become afraid. But this is not the truth. Thoughts are not you. They are just mental activity happening in your mind. They come and go on their own. You don't choose every thought. Many thoughts appear automatically without your control. Your mind is always active. It is constantly producing ideas, images, memories, and sentences. Think about this. If you were your thoughts, then every thought would be true and every thought would stay forever. But that is not what happens. Some thoughts disappear quickly. Some thoughts change. Some thoughts repeat again and again. This clearly shows that thoughts are not your identity. They are just mental events passing through your mind. A very simple way to understand this is to imagine the sky and clouds. Your mind is like the sky. Your thoughts are like clouds. Sometimes the sky has white, light clouds. Sometimes it has dark, heavy clouds. But no matter what kind of clouds appear, the sky is always there behind them. The clouds come and go, but the sky remains unchanged. In the same way, your thoughts come and go, but you, the awareness behind them, remain the same. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who observes them. They pass through you, but they are not you. Another helpful example is to think about traffic on a road. Imagine you are standing safely on the side of a busy street. Many cars are moving in front of you. Some are fast, some are slow, some are loud, and some are quiet. You can see all of them clearly, but you are not inside any of those cars. You are only watching them pass by. In the same way, your thoughts are like those cars. They keep coming and going all the time. Some thoughts are good, some are negative, and some are just random. But you do not have to go inside every thought. You do not have to follow every thought. You can simply observe them as they pass. This understanding is very powerful because it gives you freedom. When you truly realize that you are not your thoughts, you stop reacting to every negative idea immediately. Instead of thinking, this is true, you start saying, this is just a thought. This small change creates a gap between you and your mind. And in that gap, you get something very important, choice. You can choose to believe the thought, or you can choose to let it go. You can choose to follow it, or you can choose to ignore it. Before, it may feel like your thoughts are controlling you completely. But now, you slowly begin to see that you can observe your thoughts calmly without getting lost in them. For example, if a thought comes, I will fail. Instead of feeling afraid right away, you can pause for a moment and say, this is just a thought. It is not a fact. This simple awareness reduces the power of the thought. It becomes weaker and less scary. At the beginning, this will not feel very easy. You may still react quickly to your thoughts. You may still believe them sometimes. But this is normal. With practice, you will slowly improve. You will become better at noticing your thoughts without getting trapped in them. You will start to see thoughts as mental events, not reality. And this is the beginning of inner peace. Because when your mind is not controlled by every thought, it becomes calm and stable. You no longer feel mentally pulled in many directions all the time. Always remember this. Thoughts come and go, but you stay. You are the one who notices the thoughts. You are the observer, not the thoughts themselves. And when you understand this deeply, you take a very important step toward a peaceful and balanced life. Now we come to the most important part of this episode. You may be thinking, okay, I understand negative thoughts, but what can I actually do about them? This is where real change begins. Let's go step by step in a simple and practical way that you can use in daily life. This first step is very simple but very powerful. Most of the time, we don't even realize we are thinking negatively. We believe the thoughts automatically without noticing them. So the first step is awareness. When a negative thought appears, pause for a moment and simply recognize it. Say in your mind, I am having a negative thought. For example, if your mind says, I will fail, don't accept it immediately. Instead, pause and say, this is a negative thought. This small habit builds awareness. And awareness is the first step toward control. Many people try to force negative thoughts away. They try to push it out of their mind. They say, I don't want this thought. Stop thinking like this. But the problem is, when you fight thoughts, they often become stronger. It is like pushing something underwater. It comes back again. Instead of fighting, allow the thought to be there without reacting too much. For example, if the thought says, I am not good enough, Don't argue with it. Just notice it and say, okay, this thought is here right now. When you stop resisting, the thought slowly loses power. This step helps you think more clearly. Do not accept every thought as truth. Instead, ask questions. For example, if the thought says, I will fail, ask yourself, is this 100% true? Do I have real proof for this? When you think carefully, you will often realize you have succeeded before you are improving. The situation is not as bad as your mind is saying. This step helps you move from emotional thinking to logical thinking. Continued idea. After questioning the negative thought, you can replace it with a more balanced and positive one. Instead of, I will fail, you can say, I may make mistakes, but I can learn and improve. This does not mean forcing fake positivity. It means choosing a more realistic and helpful thought. This does not mean you need to force yourself to be unrealistically positive. You don't have to say things like, I am perfect, or pretend everything is always fine. Instead, the goal is to choose thoughts that are more balanced, realistic, and helpful. For example, instead of thinking, I will fail, you can gently change it to, I may make mistakes, but I can learn and improve. Or instead of, I am not good enough, you can say, I am still learning and I am improving step by step. This type of thinking is not fake positivity. It is healthy thinking. It supports you instead of pulling you down. It helps you build confidence in a real and steady way. Step 5, focus on action. Now we come to the final and very important step, taking action. Because just thinking is not enough. Real change happens when you do something. Even a small action can change your mindset immediately. For example, if you are afraid to speak English, try saying just one sentence. If you are worried about mistakes, speak anyway. Action breaks the cycle of overthinking. It shows your brain that fear is not in control. Let's connect all steps together now. Let's understand everything with one simple example. Imagine you want to speak as English and suddenly a thought comes, I will make mistakes. Step 1, notice that you pause and say, this is a negative thought. Step 2, do not fight it. You don't try to push it away. You simply allow it to be there. Step 3, question it. You ask yourself, is it really true that I will completely fail? Or can I still communicate even with mistakes? Step 4, replace it. You change the thought to something more helpful. It is okay to make mistakes. I am learning. Step 5, take action. You speak anyway, even if it is just a few words. This is how you slowly train your mind. At the beginning, it may feel difficult. You may forget the steps sometimes. That is completely normal because this is not magic. It is a skill. And like any skill, it improves with practice. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. If you keep practicing, something beautiful will start to happen. Negative thoughts will still come, but they will not control you anymore. You will not believe them so quickly. You will feel more calm and confident. You will feel more in control of your mind. So don't try to be perfect. Just start small. Notice your thoughts. Be kind to yourself and take one step at a time. Now let's talk about something very powerful for long-term change. Because stopping one negative thought is helpful, but building a strong and healthy mind every day is even more important. This is where daily habits come very powerful. Small things you do every day can slowly change the way you think. 1, positive self-talk. One of the most important habits is how you talk to yourself in your mind. Many people are kind to others, but very harsh to themselves. They say things like, I am stupid, I always fail, I can't do anything right. If you repeat these thoughts daily, your mind slowly starts believing them. So try to change your inner voice. Speak to yourself like you would speak to a close friend. For example, instead of saying, I am bad at English, say, I am learning English and I am improving. This seems small, but it is very powerful. Your words shape your mindset too. Writing your thoughts, journaling. Another helpful habit is writing your thoughts down. Sometimes thoughts feel very strong because they stay only in your mind. But when you write them on paper, everything becomes clearer. You can understand your thoughts better and see them more logically. For example, if you feel stressed or worried, take a notebook and write, what am I thinking right now? Why am I feeling this way? This helps you release mental pressure and understand yourself better. You can write something like, I feel nervous because I think I will fail. Then read it slowly again and ask yourself, is this really true? Writing your thoughts like this helps you slow down your mind. Instead of thinking too fast and emotionally, you start seeing your thoughts more clearly and calmly. It is also very important to control what you consume every day. What you watch, listen to, and read has a strong effect on your mind. It directly shapes your thinking. If you constantly watch negative news, stressful videos, or content that makes you feel bad, your mind will slowly fill with more negative thoughts. So try to choose better content. Listen to positive and educational podcasts. Watch inspiring and useful videos. Follow people who share motivation and good energy. This does not mean you ignore real-life problems. It simply means you protect your mind from unnecessary negativity. Another powerful habit is spending time with the right people. Human beings are social. We naturally need connection and support. When you talk to positive and supportive people, your mind feels lighter and calmer. They can help you see situations in a better way. For example, when you feel low, a good friend might say, "You are doing better than you think. Don't worry, you can handle this." These simple words can change your mood and reduce your negative thinking. So try to spend more time with people who support you, understand you. Encourage your growth. Another very simple but powerful habit is gratitude. Gratitude means focusing on what you already have instead of only thinking about what you are missing. Our mind naturally focuses on problems and what is not working. But gratitude helps you train your mind to notice the good things in your life. Every day, take a few moments and think about 3 things you are thankful for. It can be very small things like a good meal, a kind person, a peaceful moment, a safe place to live. When you do this regularly, your mind slowly becomes more balanced, calm, and positive. All these habits may look simple, but they are very powerful when you practice them consistently. You don't need to do everything perfectly. You don't need to change everything at once. Just start with 1 or 2 small habits and keep practicing them every day. Over time, you will notice a big change in yourself. Your thinking becomes calmer, your mind becomes more positive, your emotions become more stable, your confidence slowly increases. Think of your mind like a garden. If you take care of it every day, it will grow beautiful flowers. But if you ignore it, weeds, negative thoughts can grow easily. So take small steps, be patient with yourself, and keep going. Your future self will thank you for this. Now let's do something a little different. Instead of only listening, let's practice together. Real change happens when you apply what you learn, not just understand it. If you can, pause for a moment, find a quiet, take a slow, deep breath, relax your body, don't rush. Give yourself this small moment. Now think of one negative thought you often have. It can be something simple, like, "I am not good at English. I feel nervous when I speak. I will make mistakes." Just pick one thought that feels real to you. Take a few seconds and gently bring that thought into your mind. Notice it clearly. Notice how it sounds inside your head. Also notice how it makes you feel. Maybe it creates a little worry, fear, or discomfort. That is completely okay. Just observe it. Don't judge it. Don't try to push it away. Just see it calmly, like you are watching something from a distance. Now, instead of believing this thought immediately, try to look at it in a different way. Ask yourself a simple question. Is this thought 100% true? Don't answer quickly. Take your time. Think carefully. Is it always true in every situation? Or is it just something your mind is saying in this moment? Now move to the next step. Try to gently change this negative thought into a more helpful and balanced one. Remember, you don't need to force extremely positive thinking. You don't need to say something unrealistic. Just make the thought more supportive and realistic. For example, if your thought is, "I am not good at English," you can change it to, "I am still learning English, and I am improving step by step." If your thought is, "I will make mistakes," you can say, "It is okay to make mistakes. This is how I learn and grow." If your thought is, "I feel nervous," you can change it to, "It is normal to feel nervous, but I can still try." Now take your time and create your own new sentence. Say it slowly in your mind. Or if you feel comfortable, say it softly out loud. Pay attention to how it feels. Notice the difference between the old thought and the new thought. The old one feels heavy, the new one feels more calm and supportive. Now, take one slow, deep breath and remember this moment. This simple exercise may look small, but it is very powerful. Every time you do this, you are training your mind. You are teaching your brain that it does not have to believe every negative thought. You are showing yourself that you have a choice. You can use this exercise anytime during your day. Whenever you feel stressed, worried, doubtful, or stuck in negative thinking, just pause for a moment, notice the thought, and gently change it. With regular practice, this process will become easier and more natural. Slowly, your mind will start producing more balanced and supportive thoughts. So keep practicing this small but powerful exercise. Step by step, you are building a calmer, stronger, and more positive mind. Now let's talk about something very important, something that can give you real hope. No matter how many negative thoughts you have right now, you can change the way your mind works. Yes, it is possible. And it starts with one simple truth. Your mind is like a muscle. Think about your body. If you want to become physically strong, you exercise. You train again and again. At first, it feels difficult. Your body feels weak. You don't see results immediately. But if you keep practicing, your body slowly becomes stronger. Your mind works in the same way. When you practice, awareness of thoughts, questioning your thoughts, replacing negative thoughts with better ones, you are training your mind every day. Slowly, your thinking becomes stronger and more balanced. Many people think, this is just how I am. I cannot change. But that is not true. Your thinking is not fixed. It is flexible, it can grow, it can improve. It is also important to understand this clearly. Change does not happen overnight. You will not wake up one day and suddenly have no negative thoughts. That is not realistic. Negative thoughts may still come, but something important will change. Your reaction to them will improve, and that is real progress. At first, you may notice your thoughts only after they affect you. Then, with practice, you will start noticing them earlier. Later, you will catch them quickly and respond in a better way. That is growth. It may feel slow, but it is real, powerful, and life-changing. Sometimes you may feel like you are not improving. You may have days when your mind feels heavy or when many negative thoughts appear at the same time. That is completely okay. Progress is not always smooth or perfect. Some days feel easy and some days feel difficult. This is normal for every human being. What truly matters is one thing: you keep going. You don't stop practicing. You don't give up on yourself. When you started learning English, you did not improve in just one day. You practiced again and again, listening, speaking, reading slowly. Step by step, you became better. The same process applies to your mind. You are also learning how to manage your thoughts. This is a skill. And like any skill, it takes time, practice, and patience. Every small effort you make counts. It is very important to treat yourself with kindness during this journey. Don't expect yourself to be perfect. Don't say, why am I still thinking like this? Instead, say, I am learning. I am improving step by step. This kind of mindset makes your journey lighter, calmer, and easier. Always remember this: your mind is powerful, but you are the one who can train it. You are not stuck. You are not controlled forever by your thoughts. With patience, practice, and awareness, you can build a calm, strong, and positive mind. Even small steps matter. Keep going, even when progress feels slow, because small actions repeated every day create big changes over time. As we come to the end of this episode, I want to leave you with one simple but powerful truth. Peace starts in your mind, not outside. Not in other people, not in perfect situations, but inside you. Many times we wait for life to become perfect before we feel calm. We think, when everything is good, then I will feel peaceful. But life does not work like that. Life will always have challenges, mistakes, uncertainty, and difficult moments. Still, even in all of this, you can learn to create peace inside your mind. One very important thing to remember is this: you deserve peace. No matter your past, your mistakes, or where you are right now in life or English learning, you deserve to feel calm, confident, and balanced. You don't need to be perfect to feel peaceful. You may not be able to control every thought that enters your mind, but you can control how you respond to those thoughts. That is your real power. A negative thought may come, but you can. Notice it, question it, and gently let it go. This is how real change begins. Not by stopping every negative thought, but by changing your relationship with them. Remember, you don't need to change everything at once. Just one small step is enough. One moment of awareness, one better thought, one small action that is real progress. And when you repeat these small steps every day, they slowly create a big transformation in your life. From today, try to be more aware of your thoughts. Be kind to yourself. Practice what you have learned and trust the process. Your mind can become a peaceful place step by step. Thank you so much for spending this time here. It truly matters that you are learning, growing, and improving yourself. At the same time, you are also improving your English, which is a beautiful journey. Keep listening. Keep practicing. Don't be afraid to speak. Try to use English in your daily life. Think in English. Speak in English. Express your ideas in English. Slowly, your confidence will grow. And always remember, train your mind the same way you train your English. Both will grow together.